ever since Trump got elected. My rights are being taken away from me.
So someone messaged me and asked me for my advice. His wife filed for divorce because he voted for Donald Trump, and he couldn't believe that she would actually file for divorce and leave him over his vote. And I told him that you don't understand the magnitude of what you did. Women, more than anything, want to feel emotionally protected. We want to know that we come first when it comes to the relationship, that you consider our emotions above all else, above other bitches, above the fucking law, above everything, okay? So when you voted for Donald Trump, basically what you told her is if she has complications due to a pregnancy, if she has health complications or the fetus can't come to term, basically what you told her is, fuck you. You're just gonna possibly die on the table and bleed out if we live in a state where doctors or abortion is illegal. So that's basically what you voted for. You voted for her to have the possibility to die if she gets pregnant.
No wonder they're pissed. Trump isn't the threat they claim. He's just stripping away the inflated advantages modern women have been handed for years. The outrage isn't really about safety or health. It's about losing control, leverage, and the ability to weaponize victimhood when it suits them. And let's be real, the abortion laws being challenged aren't the rare life-threatening cases. They're the everyday left, right, and center oops abortions used as backup birth control. Deep down, they know the game is shifting, and the fear of accountability terrifies them more than anything.
Donald Trump changes divorce law, a true alpha male. No 50% property split. The newly inaugurated U.S. President Donald Trump has continued to make drastic changes 2 days after his inauguration. The latest change that President Trump has suggested to change is the marriage law as it relates to divorce. Trump has just become the 47th president of the United States, and he finally wants to address the divorce law that has been plaguing men. Just because you marry a rich man doesn't mean you have to get half his wealth and end up rich after the divorce.
Are we about to witness an alarming increase in divorce? No more 50% split on houses. This is what Donald Trump is proposing with new divorce laws. What do you think?
Trump shaking up divorce laws would be a death blow to the entitlement culture modern women have built their safety nets on. For decades, they've banked on the 50-50 asset split as a golden parachute. Marry a man, check out emotionally, file for divorce, and walk away with half his hard-earned life. If that gets reformed, oh, women are going to lose their minds. No more cashing out of marriages like it's a retirement plan. No more turning irreconcilable differences into a financial lottery. Suddenly, accountability enters the picture, and for once, the consequences of walking away won't come with a payday. That's why they'll be furious, because the free ride ends.
So apparently Donald Trump is going to change the divorce law in the United States, and here's what he had to say about it. No more 50% split. He says, just because you marry a rich man doesn't mean you have to end up with half his wealth and become rich after the divorce. According to Donald Trump, he says that divorce has become a very lucrative business for women in the United States and that he is going to put an end to it.
If divorce laws shift away from automatic 50-50 splits, it'll be life-changing for men. No longer will they risk losing half their assets, retirement, or even their home just because a woman wasn't happy. For the first time in decades, men could build and protect their futures without living under the constant threat of financial ruin through divorce. It's a massive step toward fairness.
All right, I'm going to say it. Some of y'all aren't going to like it. But even though I'm saying it looking like a hot mess, it doesn't make it any less true. If women can leave a marriage just because they're unhappy, then men can leave a marriage just because they're unappreciated. We praise women for choosing themselves when they're walking away from a good man. He's been faithful, he's been consistent, But when a man says he's done for being taken advantage of, feeling like he's not appreciated, all of a sudden he's a bad guy. So why is her happiness validated, but his exhaustion is not? Why is finding her self-empowerment, but his boundary is selfishness? Marriage is supposed to be a two-way street. So if it's okay that a woman checks out emotionally, and we call it growth, men can walk away when they feel like they're being treated like background characters in a story.
This is the blatant hypocrisy of modern women on full display. When a woman leaves, it's self-love, growth, and choosing herself. But when a man finally says he's done being disrespected, unappreciated, and used, suddenly he's the villain. Why is her happiness celebrated but his peace demonized? Why is her exit empowerment but his boundaries selfishness? Marriage is supposed to be a partnership, not a one-way street where women get praised for walking while men get shamed. That double standard is exactly why men are waking up and walking away.
How are you crying about Donald Trump separating families, but you are advocating to unalive babies? That's not family separation? Oh, you're humanitarian until it comes to a clump of cells, which you and I are, right? Right. Yeah, they're not human enough. They need to have all these other qualifications. Well, the slave owners said the same thing to keep their property. So we're done with this fake humanitarianism. Because to the same ones who are bitching about Donald Trump and are pro-choice, you guys are just showing your own hypocrisy.
This whole rant is backwards. The illegal abortions aren't illegal for the rare life-saving cases. They're the early ones, usually when a woman realizes after a few days or weeks in that her little hanky-panky has consequences and suddenly she doesn't want the responsibility. That's not humanitarianism, that's running from accountability. Stopping that kind of irresponsibility is exactly what should happen. Honestly, this video is just dumb.
So if you're following me on my page, you know that I have been actively talking to my husband about ending our 17-year marriage. But the events of the past week have made me think that maybe that's not a good idea. That this is the wrong time to go out there on my own with my kids and make myself a single mother. There's so much chaos and conflict and unknown out there that I shouldn't make any big moves. Being in my marriage is difficult and hard, and I'm very unhappy, but at least I know it. It's the devil that I know. But then a couple days after the election, I think I was watching a video, where Trump was talking about dismantling the Department of Education. And I have 2 kids who have IEP, so I was emotional and upset about it. My husband had come home and he had asked me, what's wrong? And I told him nothing. I said, I'm fine, I'm just not feeling well. And then he walked off. And the reason why I didn't tell him about what I was really feeling is because I know that my husband is not a person that I would talk to about my emotions and feelings because it's not safe.
What happened to all that talk about women's empowerment and choosing yourself? If you're truly miserable in a toxic marriage, why drag it out another day? Oh, right. Because suddenly Trump's moves threaten that sweet 50-50 divorce jackpot. Now it's not about independence or freedom, it's about realizing the safety net might not be there. Empowerment until the assets get cut, then it's back to playing the victim. Good move, woman. Thanks for watching Manhood. If you want access to exclusive episodes and want to support the channel, hit that join button and become a member. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if it hit home. Drop your stories and thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. See you tomorrow.